So I'm making this little video here uh, on why, for the first time in my life, I'm not voting. And, it's actually sad. And here's why. Um, I am the son of Cuban immigrants who fled a totalitarian dictatorship many, many years ago and came to the United States in search of a better life, in search of freedom. Um, I have to admit, I enjoy those freedoms. Those of you who know me and follow my work know that I take full, complete advantage of, for example, my First Amendment right to free speech, which extends obviously to the right to record. As many of you know, definitely take full advantage of that right to record law enforcement, public officials. Um, but the reason I say that it's actually a sad occasion is that I'm not voting is because I've reached a point in my life where I'm completely disgusted with politics. I'm completely disgusted with the hypocrisy behind the candidates, all candidates. And let me make something clear right now. I can't stand Donald Trump. Um, his comments, his divisiveness, the way he's winked at a certain population of our society who harbors racism, who harbors the most ill feelings towards minorities, towards the LGBT community. Um, it's disgusting. Uh, but the thing is, I also can't stand Hillary Clinton. Um, I'm not going to get into too much the details. Everyone's free to, make their own mind up and support their candidate. The reason I don't want to get too much into the individual candidates is because this video is really not about that. It definitely isn't about endorsing anyone. And like I said again, to be clear, I'll repeat, um, I can't stand Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. This video is more about something that has happened to me over the last few years. And it's closely related to the same disillusionment that I have reached in my life when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to public officials. Some of you who follow my work know that in many of my writings, my articles for my blog, the Davy V blog, little shameless plug there, I have written a lot about the disillusionment that happened to me when I was about 16 years old. And several Rochester police officers, two Rochester police officers, Mark Mariano and Randall Benjamin, also known as on the streets as Rambo, broke into our home illegally without a warrant, terrorized me and my family at gunpoint, threatened to shoot my dog, jacked me up against the wall, laughed at us, ridiculed us. When my older brother told them, the Rochester police officer Mariano and Benjamin, that what they were doing was wrong and unconstitutional. I'll never forget how Rambo looked at my brother and said, "Who are you, Perry Mason?" Laughing in his face. And without getting too long-winded here, what happened to me at that point, which is what drives me and the reason that, I'm so passionate about exposing, you know, police misconduct, police corruption, the double standard, the good old boys club, as I call it, um, is because I was raised at a young age to trust the police. Officer friendly, visiting my old school, Jonathan Child 21 school in Rochester. Um, you know, basically, I was brought up to trust the police. If you get in trouble, uh, you know, if you find yourself lost, if you need help, look for the uniform, look for the badge. They will help you. They're your friends. I always joke that while I'm not quite old enough to remember the show Adam 12 when it was on TV, um, I was basically taught that the police were the good guys, that they literally would come and rescue your cat from the tree. Uh, and, all that came to an end in 1986 when, Rochester police officer Mark Mariano and Randall Benjamin, destroyed that.